envision this when you were playing at Ohio State, that you could be in the Ohio State Hall of Fame one day?
No. I was just playing and, hoping not to lose my job. And, it was never once in my...
When the news broke that Nick Mangold, the 7-time Pro Bowl center who anchored the New York Jets offensive line for over a decade, had passed away at just 41, it sent shockwaves across the football world. Behind the helmets and highlight reels, Mangold had been quietly fighting a devastating battle with kidney disease, a struggle few knew about until his tragic death in October 2025. But Nick's story is so much more than how it ended. It's about how a kid from Ohio rose to NFL greatness, built a life of success and family with his wife Lauren and their children, and amassed a fortune that reflected both his talent and tireless work ethic. From the gridiron glory to the hidden pain off the field, we're uncovering the rise, legacy, and final days of one of football's most respected warriors. Stick around till the end, and don't forget to subscribe to SealScore TV, where we uncover the real stories behind the legends. Nick Mangold, born January 13, 1984 in Centerville, Ohio, was raised by Vernon and Therese Mangold in a home grounded in faith, discipline, and hard work. The eldest of four, Nick's leadership inspired his sisters, especially Holly, who became an Olympic weightlifter. At Archbishop Alter High School, his strength, intellect, and humility made him a standout lineman and a natural leader. His mastery of the game's details caught the attention of college scouts, marking him as more than an athlete, a student of football. At Ohio State, under coach Jim Tressel, Mangold evolved into one of the nation's premier centers. After redshirting his first year, he became the cornerstone of the Buckeyes' offensive line, helping power their 2002 national championship run and securing all Big Ten honors. Known for his precision, leadership, and intelligence, he entered the 2006 NFL Draft as one of the most complete linemen in college football. Selected 29th overall by the New York Jets, Mangold immediately filled the void left by Kevin Maui. Across 11 seasons, 2006 to 2016, he became the heartbeat of the Jets' offense, a 7-time Pro Bowler and 2-time first-team All-Pro. His durability, command at the line, and ability to outthink defenders defined a decade of excellence, leading the Jets to consecutive AFC Championship appearances in 2009 and 2010. Revered by peers and coaches alike, Nick Mangold set the gold standard for what it meant to be a leader, a protector, and a professional in the NFL trenches. Behind the calm smile that Nick Mangold carried through public appearances, interviews, and community events was a battle far tougher than any he had faced on the gridiron. In the years following his retirement, Mangold began experiencing health complications that were eventually traced back to chronic kidney disease. It was later revealed that the condition stemmed from a genetic defect first detected during his playing days in the mid-2000s, but which had been manageable for years. After retirement, however, the disease slowly worsened, attacking his kidneys and weakening his immune system. By the summer of 2025, the problem could no longer be ignored. What began as fatigue and swelling escalated into full kidney failure, forcing Mangold to undergo dialysis treatment several times a week. Even through that exhausting process, he kept his condition largely private, continuing to appear at football events and charitable causes with the same warmth and humor that had defined him throughout his career. In early October 2025, Mangold finally opened up about his health struggles, sharing with fans that he was officially on the kidney transplant list and actively searching for a matching donor. His blood type, type O, made it especially difficult to find a compatible match, prompting him to make a heartfelt public appeal to his supporters, both from his days with the New York Jets and the Ohio State Buckeyes. His message was hopeful and determined. He spoke candidly about his faith, his family, and his desire to live long enough to watch his children grow up. The response was overwhelming. Fans across the nation expressed their love and offered to get tested, while former teammates rallied behind him, sharing his story and urging people to help. Despite the positive wave of support, Nick's condition deteriorated more rapidly than anyone expected. His kidneys began to shut down, and complications from the disease became too severe for his body to fight. On October 25, 2025, the sports world was shaken when news broke that Nick Mangold had passed away at just 41 years old. His death came only weeks after his public plea for a transplant, a heartbreaking reminder of how quickly life can change. The New York Jets released an emotional statement calling him the heartbeat of our offensive line, and tributes poured in from every corner of the football community. Former coaches and players described him as the embodiment of leadership and humility, a player who never sought fame, only excellence. ESPN's Rex Ryan, who had coached Mangold during the Jets' deep playoff runs, broke down live on air as he remembered the man who, in his words, was the foundation of everything we built. Fans visited MetLife Stadium, leaving jerseys, flowers, and handwritten notes in his honor. It wasn't just a loss for the Jets, it was a loss for football itself. In his final days, Nick found strength in his family, his wife Lauren and their 4 children, who had been his greatest motivation throughout his health battle. He often credited them for keeping him grounded and positive through the pain, saying that his toughest fights off the field were fought for them. His net worth, estimated at around $18 million, was secondary to the legacy he left behind, a career built on discipline, loyalty, and love. Even as his body weakened, his spirit never did. He continued mentoring young athletes, supporting kidney health charities, and showing up for community causes whenever he could. When he passed, his story became more than a sports headline. It became a lesson in perseverance, faith, and the quiet courage it takes to keep fighting when no one sees the battle. Nick Mangold's journey reminds the world that true greatness isn't measured only by victories on the field, but by how one faces life's toughest moments with dignity and heart. Thus ends the tale of Nick Mangold, a titan whose might was matched only by his heart. From humble soil he rose, forged in toil and courage to stand among the greats. Though fate did lay him low, his spirit lingers, steadfast, unbroken, eternal. Stay with SealScore TV, noble viewer, and subscribe, for many more tales of glory and grace await beyond the turning page.